We're back here at Southwood Landscape and Garden Center with Paul James. Welcome back, Paul.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So today we're not looking at flowers. We are actually going to focus on trees because what we love about trees that's often overlooked is the bark.
You said it so well. You know, as the marketing director here at Southwood.
Wait, marketing?
Marketing director. I love bark. And, you know, when deciduous trees have lost all their leaves, what are you looking at?
Right.
You're looking at bark.
Right.
So
you get a little more desperate for interest in the garden, and so we start noticing things that we don't normally notice.
Exactly.
And that's the bark.
So let's start with, okay, the traditional maple, most maples are smooth barked.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Which also means they're very prone to southwest injury.
Exactly. You got to be cautious of that.
You do, and we'll be wrapping these soon.
Yeah.
But you know, the smooth bark, it's okay. But this is the Shantung maple, which is my favorite maple.
And it does much better in Oklahoma.
It does great.
Yeah.
And it's not a huge tree, so it's great for smaller properties. But this bark, a customer once likened it to the rind of a cantaloupe.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's spot on.
Yeah.
I mean,
the color and
yeah, it's just got that distinctive look to it that I find very appealing. Beyond the fact that the Shantung is just a gorgeous tree.
It is a great tree. I love the leaves, but when the leaves gone, the bark is there.
Exactly.
So what are some other trees that we might have that really...
We're walking into the sunshine here. Okay, speaking of maples though, October Glory, one of the red maples.
Yeah.
With this
known
curious...
for its foliage, fall foliage.
One of the best.
But when that fall foliage falls...
But look how distinctive this modeling pattern is.
Yeah, and that's not just the dappled light coming through creating highlights and shadows.
No, that's exactly what it does. Now it'll do it, you know, as it matures, it does it even more. But I think that's a really interesting attribute to the tree.
And it's not sick either.
No,
Some people might think that that's, you know...
Not at all.
But that's what it's supposed to look like.
What's coming up next? Oh, you know, kind of an unusual one that I don't think people plant enough. Kentucky coffee tree.
Oh, it's a native.
It is.
You've got to love this tree.
And the bark will start to exfoliate a little bit, or I'm going to show you some examples of more exfoliating bark. But this is one that it just starts to split a little bit, and it's not a bad thing.
Right. It's supposed to do that.
It's supposed to do that. But it almost, to me, is like a lizard skin, the way it has these ridges.
Yeah.
As you look closely.
And of course, this is a fairly small one right now. I mean, these get to be much larger.
Pretty big trees.
And they also have the pods that will stay on for winter interest.
Right.
But this is an espresso, so it is a seedless type.
Right.
In case you're mowing and you don't want to mess with
Exactly. And that, you know, people have been looking for the seedless types, more cultivars.
Yeah.
That aren't so messy.
Yeah, but it's a great tree, a native again for Oklahoma.
Great tree. I think this is one of your favorite trees.
I don't know. I
the
can't
bald
pick,
cypress.
but it is one of my favorites. Yes,
and
absolutely.
the bald cypress, again, it does this flaking.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly normal. It's the natural growth form or condition of the tree. But I just love these and this will actually peel off and reveal. Sometimes you'll get a more pronounced cinnamon colored bark underneath. And I find that to be very interesting.
And again, there's several different types of bald cypress. Some that get much larger, some that get smaller, but they all have that kind of cinnamon exfoliating bark to them.
You know, peeve minaret is my favorite because this one's like 8 to 10 feet.
Right. So if you have a small garden,
as opposed to 50 to 70.
There's a bit of a size difference there.
I have 3 of these in my garden, my front bed. I love them. But hands down my favorites.
Okay, what is it?
We got to walk a ways.
All right, let's go check it out. Should
I tell you now or tell you later? I'll tell you later. Come on.
Paul, this is a beautiful line of trees we've got here. And this is your favorite?
You can see why I save this for last, okay? Chinese or lace bark elm.
Yeah.
I think this is the most stunning bark on any tree anywhere.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, it almost looks like it's got termite.
It almost looks like termite lines, growing up it. But it also, you could say it looks like a quilting pattern because it's so ornate.
I just, you know, I can sit and stare at this. The patterns are ever changing as you move up and down and around the trunk. And it does exfoliate and reveal different colors. So I can't say enough. beyond the fact that this is an outstanding tree for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, it's tolerant of so many soil types, and just does really, really
And
well.
really a great shade tree, we should say too. I mean, it provides so much beautiful shade cover. It's got a weeping foliage to it.
And a fairly quick grower. Not slow by any means, because everybody wants a fast-growing tree. No.
Fast to grow means fast to die.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So yeah, this has just always been one of my favorites. I love these. Can't say enough good about them, and it's one of the reasons probably why we sell so many of them.
And Paul, what do you see in the ink blot?
I see lunch.
Sounds great. Thank you again for joining us and showing us these trees.
Thank you, Casey.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.